Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Valen, and this is Feed the Beast StoneBlock 3, continuing on where we left off last time. And for some reason, I keep getting these strange named sticks appearing in my hand, if not my inventory. I did rearrange this a little bit. As you can see, it's coming off the back side instead of the front. Then I just have it coming up into another sequence, so it's going pretty darn fast at this point. And I've been able to throw in a whole bunch of gravel and made a lot of resources. But here, I've got a bunch of quests. I did a little bit of off-camera work, but I didn't really progress anything, just got ready for something that I wanted to have set up early on that I rarely have set up in a skyblock-like mod pack, and I realize that this is not a skyblock, it's underground. But anyway, here's the sad part, is that Cobblegen Tier 1 is required, and then I have to like progress it through all of those. And we started off with a reward of a Cobblegen Tier 2, so that means I need to make another one. Nah. And I've been using the stuff to make some of these resources. Oh, and I got red laser. I got another Cobblegen Tier 2. That's so weird. Oh, and a netherite furnace? I guess it just probably burns things really fast. Let's put this down and see how it goes. I can actually take a stack of this, 8 coal, pop it in here, and we'll see how this does. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think this is my smelting solution for a bit at least. But look how fast it's going through the coal. Okay, so that's a little bit much. Oh, wait. Is this augmentable? Oh. Oh, wait, that did use up the proper amount. It used up the coal. Oh, I thought that it would need to be more efficient for that, but that's actually really smart. Okay. Let's get some zinc smelting as well. I might as well just fill it up with coal at this point. And that's fantastic. That's going to speed things up a lot. Oh, also construction wand. I was gifted that one, and then when I used it up, I made another one. It's just iron on 2 sticks. It's really, or you could do a stone one as well. It's really, really simple. But yeah, those have been very handy, and I got 6 ender air bottles. Oh. What I was working on, besides just kind of straightening this up a little bit, because it's still usable, I can actually add to it a little bit. For example, let me take this, because there is a large gear on the back right above this arrow. I can do this, and then I can have another item use this power that is currently going. But let me show you what I've been working on. If you recall, over here we've got one of these little mineshaft openings. Got one on each side, and I kind of figured I would start making them into certain areas. This one is going to be my mob spawner. And with this, I kind of went vanilla on it. And I made it so that you can go up here. Usually you have to have these things going up really high so that you don't get the rest of the mob spawns in the world. But as I don't think that there's actually caves nearby, and I can see things like this on the map, I think I'm good for mob spawns. So I kind of set it up. I haven't started it. I haven't tested to see if it actually works as intended as of yet. But it looks like it's pretty good. At least as far as I've got it so far. Now I have set it to avoid spiders being spawned. And yes, this is a vanilla setup. And I did make it extra tall. I don't know the Endermen are going to like fling out of it or not. I guess we'll find out. Yeah. That was the thing. Yeah, I fell from a high place. Let me go get my stuff. So in all the time I spent up here making this place, not once did I fall or even attempt to fall a little bit until just then. Of course, that's the case. Oh, well, at least I got it on camera for you guys. Let's just finish out the rest of this. That should be good. So I've got it currently set up where it's 8 blocks back and then 8 blocks into the corner. This is your standard vanilla stuff here. It's nothing really spectacular. Let me put down some blocks to stop those. And I will start doing this and this. And these trapdoors, as usual, are used to trick the mobs into, well, basically walking into the space and then falling down. So I'm just going to go around, collect all the torches, and get this thing set up. And hopefully I don't create any more death waypoints. Now there is one more thing. You probably notice, now, in some cases I went a little too high and I fixed stuff. I have this little wall over here. I have another path that goes around the entire outside of this so that if I need to come up here and fix this, I actually can. At least that's the idea. All right, there we go. Everything's looking pretty dark right now, so I think at this point I need to -1. Then I need to go over here, take that out, mine this one, and get downstairs as quick as possible. Collecting this stuff, I should be able to put this down, and I still need hoppers and a chest, but at the very least, this should work, hopefully. Hopefully. Like I said, this is the path that I have going upstairs to the back area. And, oh, yep, it's already working. Oh, it looks like the... Oh, did they just drop loot without even needing to, I might have this actually like a block too low. Either way, it seems like it's working all right to me. And with all these things that I currently have set up over here, let's grab some of this. I did a bunch of like twerking with the trees so that I would have some more wood. Let's get a double chest. There we go. 3 hoppers, 4 hoppers. And I just need to have these aiming at chests. Right now, I'm actually just going to put 2 chests down here. Wow, that's a lot of mobs. Okay, it seems to be working all right. So let's start with this. And then we can have that, and that. There we go. And then I just swipe away. Oh, it works pretty good. Okay, alrighty. I've got the levels back that I had lost, and I've got a bunch more loot. Nice. So did that complete any of my quests? Definitely not. But it does, I feel, benefit me in the long run because I can get those loot crates, I can get the XP, I can get plenty more. And I'm feeling pretty good with the quantity of iron that I'm getting out of this now, because all I need to do is just throw a stack in here and then throw another one on top and walk away. I actually haven't made like a chute. Would be really nice with a chest on top of that. And that's just iron sheets and iron ingots. But the problem I have is that if I'm to make iron sheets, I'll either need a press, which I don't have yet, or an engineer's hammer, which I don't have string, and I just eliminated spiders from this farm. So that's going to be a little bit of a sticking point for me. Also, you might notice I put down some compressed cobblestone. Turns out I might not have the right materials for this. You see at the top there it says, no, you need diamond level. Oopsie. Mistakes were made. So that's going to stay there for a little bit until I get some diamond stuff. But let's continue on down this create path, and we can see wash you hand, make an encased fan. This sounds like a pretty good idea to me. I'm going to click on it and put the recipe up above, and then we've got a shaft, andesite casing, and a propeller. Ooh, that's going to be a bit of a problem, but let's see. Iron sheets. Hey, would you look at that? So it looks like I'm going to probably need to make a press after all. Which is a block of iron, not a problem, andesite casing, and a shaft. And andesite casing, you just need to put down a stripped log and click on it with andesite alloy. Put those down. Will this work? Nope. I'm regretting the thematic choice at this point. Let's make an oak wood tool binding. I think I've got enough items now. Yeah, I've got some leftover handles from my first crafting experience. Let's just make a plain old axe. Nice. And it turns out that I can use the mattock just as a hoe at the very least, so that's kind of a thing. There we go, that's better. Now to just click on these, and then I can harvest them with either tool. There we go. So if you want to make, like, spread things out on here, if you hold shift, then you can spread the grid and it'll just automatically do that with any stuff you put in there. I find that extremely useful, especially if you put something like cobblestone and you want to compress it. It's a really convenient way of doing so. There we go, one mechanical press, which I don't know that this is tall enough. Maybe it would have been better to have this up higher instead, and I get rid of this. There we go, and now I can plunk this above and I can have something underneath it, like a depot maybe? Yeah, andesite casing and andesite alloy, that would be really nice. Now as I already have an andesite casing, I can just craft this together and I've got myself a depot. Now what's the advantage of a depot? In this case, it's quite useful indeed. Actually, I realize now that this is probably overburdened. Yeah, that's probably a bad thing. What if I just remove this for the moment? Yep, that seems to work all right. Then I can worry about that later on. Maybe I can just add more water wheels. I think that's probably the best choice. But if I take something like iron, let's grab 24 iron ingots and put them here. It's just going to smash them, and because it's on a deployer, it'll keep them in place in the same spot, so that when you're done, you can just grab them off there. It's much better than just kind of throwing it on a block and then having it floating in the world. It keeps it in this spot, so I don't pick it up, it doesn't despawn, and there's no worries about it. There's a chute. This is much better than what I had before. I can actually put this right next to it, and then when I have something like a chest above it, it'll automatically drop things. Specifically, it'll drop it into that millstone that I had, which I think it went into the hopper, into the chest for now. So that's fine. It's not going anywhere. I'm going to put the chutes in here at the moment. But we do need to make a propeller, and we've got plenty of iron sheets to do so. Grabbing one of the shafts I already made previously, I can then make an encased fan. Haha, okay, nice. And then I could even have this running off of this setup as well, actually. Oh, this could be interesting. 3 large cogwheels with some more slabs makes that. 3 more water wheels, not a problem. Now to just kind of clear out a little space for it. There we are. And with that, this should have doubled the power. So when I put this millstone back in place, yep, everything is working and it's good to go. So nice. I'm going to use a chain drive, and those are here, made with andesite casing and a few iron nuggets. There we go, and we now have endermans. Oh dear. Yeah, I shouldn't have made that area up above in the mob farm 3 blocks tall. Mistakes have been made, so they get to wander around and probably slowly demolish the base. We'll see. But in the meantime, let's put down these chain drives. Now those chain drives, as I mentioned, let's do this one to extend that. Then we're going to go down from here. There we go. Encased fan on the back here. Nice. First I want to see if I can get it working. Then we can see just how much we really want to do with this. So let's do this, this, that, and then if I grab some, let's just say stone for now, because I just smelted that, but it's the only building material I have in my hand. So if I put this here, and then I throw down the gravel. Let's grab a couple more stacks, because I think if I wash the gravel, I get access to a lot more, yes, gems. Gemmy goodness. Why can't I get out of here? This is really weird. Wait, does sand get washed as well? Oh, and it gets me all sorts of, oh, it gets copper, gold. Looks like dust also gets me some stuff while I'm looking at this. There's all manner of things in here. I don't think I can make soul sand too easily right now. But yeah, those are definitely some things to look at. Let's take a couple stacks of sand and toss those in there. Look at all this stuff. Getting all this stuff. Throw in a stack and a half of that. We got sulfur, raw nickel, apatite, raw copper. Clay! Oh, nice. Fluorite and raw silver. Okay. I think officially, as this is an FDB pack, if I get clay, I automatically win the pack, right? So the rest of it's just fluff at this point. There it goes. I think it's all finished. Ooh, got a bunch of quests completed. Certus quartz, redstone, sky slime crystals, earth slime crystals. So that's Tinker's construct. Sky stone dust, bone meal. I mean, not the best, but it's the first time I've actually seen redstone, so that's something of importance. And my inventory system is a bit overloaded now. So let's just continue on with some of the quests and see what we can do. What'd I get this time? Cobblegen tier 1? Oh good, I didn't have to create it after all. I just had to get enough rewards. And then if I grab one of these, that should get me tier 2, or does it have to be crafted? Oh, I first need a bucket of lava. Let's get a bucket here, and then I think I have those fire plow. There we go. Let's try this here. Nice. And I now have a bucket of lava. Quest completed. Look at that. Woohoo! Got 3 for 1 there. Let's turn these into stone rods, and then I can use these with those to make a diamond hammer, which I think will allow me to, yep, there we go. That works. Oh, that's a big mess. That, oh, wow, I have regrets. So let's actually take some of this compressed gravel I've got, throw in some more so I can get a bunch of diamonds, because I figure that's probably a good way for me to go for just making a bunch of diamond gear, for example. I already see something that I'm going to need, and it's going to be better than, it's going to need to be better than the in-inventory trash can that I have, and that is a more permanent trash solution. In fact, I think I might even have it here. Let me dig this out real quick. There we go, and then I just break this down here, put down a piece of sand at the bottom, put down a cactus, and then a trapdoor, and I can put that over here. Then I can throw things against the wall and not worry about it, like these stone crooks that I don't need right now. There we go. In the meantime, though, I think I'm going to make myself some regular diamond armor, and I think that chain helmet that I've got is going bye-bye. Thank you. Nice. Okay, well, with that, I am now diamonded up and feeling a little bit more confident for exploration, which is coming up soon. And it looks like this is finished, hasn't it? Oh man, that's a lot of stuff. And oh, look at that, I've got some ender tanks, I got a diamond wand, a train schedule. Train schedule not quite so useful. The ender tank, though, could potentially be very useful. So I think I'm gonna put those right there for now, just so I don't forget them. And I'm gonna keep this diamond wand on me, because that allows me to place above as well as on the side. And I'm liking that a lot. Okay, some things that I have been neglecting. That would probably be the Tinker's Construct stuff. And I'm thinking, since I've expanded with a bit of Create in this direction, I should probably expand with Tinker's Construct maybe over here. This would be a good spot. I think I might clear out this, because all that's here is a bunch of smooth stone. Speaking of something that I might need to take care of, let's put this here for the moment. And then, actually one more. That should do. And then I'm going to have a look at these two over here and say hi and get rid of them out of the base. So as much as I'd like to continue on with the create items, I think I should probably divert over to a bit of the smelting and going with some Tinker's Construct, specifically starting with the smelter, or the melter as it is, with the seared melter. And the seared heater, which shouldn't be too bad either. So, as usual, you need to make some grout, which means clay, sand, and gravel. Okay. So with some kind of sand, gravel, and a bunch of clay. Let's see. And of course, I'm going to try and make the more efficient way of doing this, of making grout, and that is with the full crafting recipe version. There we go. That gets me 2 stacks to start smelting. And there's the seared bricks. Really easy. Alright, with the seared bricks I can then make a heater, and I can make a seared melter, which needs that. I need some glass. Okay, that's not a problem. Let's take let's take this stack of sand that's in my inventory and just turn that right into glass. There we go. There's the seared ingot gauge, and then I should be able to make the seared melter. Nice. What is it wanting us to do here for this? Get those. Yep. Oh, wait, what did I just get? It said magmator. What? Oh, a power... What? Really? Okay. That's pretty handy to have. That's going to be a really good little start to the power mod, which I think actually that just triggered another quest. Yep, there we go. Magmator. That gave us another one, and I got another andesite case. 4 andesite casings. That's actually really useful. Oh yeah, we are going to need casting basin and a faucet and some casts and stuff. Okay, yeah, because otherwise it's not going to work properly. To convert molten metals back into items, you need to use casting faucet and a casting table basin. Alright, there's one of those. And just because I know I'm going to need one later on, I've got one of those too. And a faucet, if I remember properly, is just a V shape. Yep, seared faucet. Set it there. Let's get this coral out of the way. Get off of there. I am going to need to put up some like restrictions for keeping this lichen from expanding too far into spaces. But I think this will be all right. Let's put one here and here. I like that. And then I could make one on either side, but honestly I think I'll have this. The casting basin is for making blocks. So if I put in a whole bunch of iron in here, it can melt and it can be poured into like an iron block. If I use this, then it'll most likely be used for making like tool parts and ingots. Let's start making some casts, I think. I can actually use one of the bricks for a cast, if I'm not mistaken, and I've got extra parts. I've got an extra seared faucet. Why not? I can just put it right there. It's not going to hurt it. And if I put this in here, once I make sure it's got some stuff to smelt, I can put that in there and I can start making different like casts. Right now by putting this in there, it'll burn up that brick, but it should make an ingot cast. Yep, there we go. And then I can also right click. I don't have to have a lever, and that'll pour into place, making me a cast. Nice. I think that completes that one indeed. And then there's the big old smeltery, which you need to have this beginning setup in order to make a smeltery, and you need to have copper for that. And some seared bricks needs to have that poured over, which are just 4 of those together. So that's easy enough. But before I do that, I think I should start making some more parts and pieces. So in the process of doing this, I kind of cleaned up a little bit. I set up a few things, made some item shelves just so I could put some of the things that I wasn't really using out of my inventory. Plus a little bit of storage. In this case, I made a part chest so I could keep extra parts in place. Then I could do something like this and make more casts. And then when you get so many casts, you can put them in a cast chest, which I thought was pretty good too, because we're going to have a lot of those. For now, I'll just leave the ingot cast in place because that's probably going to be the most used item. Something that I did notice is that if you are to use the smeltery in this case, or at least this little melter, if I take 3 of these and put them in there, that's actually going to give me 4 ingots worth. It's like 1 ingot and 3 nuggets per. So it is a bit of an increase of just straight up smelting it, but you know, there are some restrictions on that. There we go, and it was just enough that I didn't end up using any more coal either. So we've got 1 block in there and I can just pour it into the seared casting basin. And in fact, while I think about it, I'm going to take this crafting table plus a pattern and put it in a crafting station, which then should connect all these, yes, quite nicely. And then I have access to all of them, plus I can craft normally like I would before. Now I do have the full block. I can pour it in here. It'll automatically fill in here, and you can see on the display it's cooling quickly, and it should end up in this chest when it's done because it'll just automatically get sucked out into the hopper here. There it goes, in the chest, 1 block of gold. Something else I wanted to take care of quickly is that I'm still using my skillet, which, don't get me wrong, is really nice. But I would like to upgrade it and the other tools that I have. There are certain things that I have access to at level 1. For instance, I made one of these, a Materials in You book, which, in order to make a book, I had some paper from, you know, the stuff over there, some patterns, easy enough, and then I made slime. And how can one make slime? Well, with a blast furnace, because I got those earth slime crystals, I just smelted one of them up so I can make this book. But it tells you the different stats and abilities of each of the different materials that you have access to early on, including copper can be used in a carving station, which is what these are, instead of a pouring one, like something like that. So I'm going to grab some copper. I already have some other parts in here, like some bones and stuff like that. And I'd like to try and upgrade my sword a little bit. But to do so, I'm going to want this and these, and I think this will work. I'm not entirely sure. So let's just try this. And you see, the damage actually went down when I put this on here. But keep in mind, it also adds an extra damage that ignores armor. So it went from 5 damage to 5.75 in total because of that 1 pierce damage. So if I take this out, put it back in, and I put one of these in place, yep, plus 2 pierce damage, so that keeps the attack damage at the same, but it now increases it to plus 2, so it's 6.25. Now this pick, on the other hand, let's repair it first, and then I'm going to try upgrading it a little bit with some of this copper. Now I haven't exactly made any copper parts yet, so let's start doing that. Let's make it out of this. Maybe the handle itself adds a dwarven ability. It mines faster the deeper you go, but yeah, I don't plan on mining down in most cases, but we'll see. Either way, it's just going to increase the durability of this for now. So right now that durability is 130 and the harvest tier is stone. If I put the copper one in there, it increases it to iron, which is already a big improvement. So what I think I'm going to do is actually leave these alone. I might see if I can actually resmelt these. Yes, I can, and I can salvage those materials. Excellent. But I think I'm actually going to use a bit of stone for this part and go for the tool binding. Because this won't affect any of the stats, it'll just give it the stonebound ability. So it mines faster as it wears out, but does less damage. And honestly, I could care less if it does less damage. On top of that, of course, I have some diamonds, and I can add these to any and all of my tools and weapons most likely. So let's just do that, and that's going to increase its mining level to diamond, as well as give it a big bonus to durability and attack damage. And it does use up one of its upgrades, but honestly, that's fine for me. And I might as well just add a little bit to my sword as well. That's just going to give it a big durability bonus, which I really do need. Speaking of durability, let's add some emeralds, and that should really help give it another boost as well. Going back to the full smeltery itself instead of just this melter that we've got, I've got a few other parts that I need to make, so let's get a crafting. And since those have melted, I don't put it in this side. Instead, I put it over here in the seared casting basin, pour on that, and it should make that smeltery controller that we're looking for. Next we make a seared drain. That should be pretty easy to make, right there. Then we take the remainings of these and make some other stuff. Specifically, I'm going to need fuel, or a spot that I can put lava in as the fuel source instead of coal, or burnables in that case. So I'm definitely going to need a bunch of these. I did make a bunch of glass. And the rest I can just turn into regular seared bricks. Now, of course, the seared fuel gauge I cannot use for like the floor of this. It won't work. I need to use regular seared bricks. So in that case, I think I might start clearing up this area down here and set up like a little 3x3 floor to work with. And there's the floor. Typically, I will have it sitting up above and then having the items drip down. In this case, I actually don't want to. I want to kind of expand this a bit and have it go a little bit further than I could before, if possible. I don't know that I can. We'll see. And just by killing a bunch of mobs, I've been getting these clay loot crates, which are great for just getting the clay that I need for making more bricks and surroundings and such. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing here. All right, there we go. I think this kind of gets me where I was looking to get. It looks a bit weird, but it allows me to also see through it quite well. With the seared faucets on here, this also allows me to do basically the same thing with the casting table and the casting basin. There we go. I've already got a bucket there, so now let's try smelting up some of this regular stone. And with that, it is full. It should be operational. Yep, it does show that there's lava in there as well. And it's got plenty of slots over here for items to be smelted, and it holds 216 ingots inside, which is great. And with that, we get a new book, Mighty Smelting, as well as a random reward. And I got a botany pot. Oh, that could be pretty useful. Hopper, huh? Let me make this into a hopping botany pot. Simply by adding a hopper to it. Yes. And then I will need a chest. Maybe here in this corner. This looks pretty good. Put down the chest, put down the botany pot on top. I will need some soil to put in place, which I don't have any in there, but I do have this. And I feel that this potato can probably get out of here. And just use this piece of dirt for here. It's actually got a UI now. That's really weird. Okay, well, what do I want to grow? If I go with spruce saplings, that'll give me some wood, and then I can always get apples later on if I want. But let's do this. And it should be working. Yep, it is very slow. And as for the automation for this episode, because I am going to try and automate something every episode, it's going to be relatively small in that I've got this in place and this in place. Now, yes, I do have to throw the materials in there, and then I can just right-click on this depot, an entire stack, which is what I probably should have gone for to begin with. It's a lot easier and simpler to work with. And that will automatically get washed, and I don't need to worry about like things getting blown away or anything like that. And it'll keep all the stuff from the results on the depot itself. Again, a really nice way of keeping things a little bit more tidy. Wow, look at that. Big pile of goods. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe. Don't be afraid to come visit us on Twitch. We also have a second channel called Mischief of Mice 2, where we have most of our streaming videos if you wanted to see some of those. And until next time, folks, I'll see ya.